Good afternoon, ma.
Good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon, ma. Let me wait for a few more minutes. Before the session, yesterday I have given two tasks. Have you seen that, ma?
Yes, sir.
Then can you say what is the major difference between 1 rupee note as well as other notes?
In 1 rupee note, the denomination will be not there, sir.
Okay.
In another, like 2000 note, 10 rupees note, there will be a denomination, sir.
What do you mean by
And
denomination?
1 rupee is signed by the finance,
Right, right.
sir.
Yes, you go on, you go on. I will be asking later. In 1 rupee?
1 rupee note is signed by the finance secretary, sir.
Yes,
Other notes are signed by the governor, sir.
yes,
RBI governor.
yes. That's it.
Yes, sir. I
So, ma,
observed that only, sir.
very good, ma, very good, ma. Whatever you have said, the second point is true. But can you say what you mean by denomination?
In other notes, that is written, no, sir. Uh,
My denomination means value,
some
ma.
2000 rupees is issued to the bearer
That is the statement. That is called a
statement.
statement, not denomination. Denomination means valuing. Okay, 1 rupee itself represents a denomination. 2000 itself represents a denomination. So here, I promise to pay the bearer rupees 10 rupees because this 1 rupee was going to issue by financial minister. So it is an asset for our country. That's why they are not making any promise. But rather than 1 rupee and other things, they definitely So you are going to see the sign like I am going to promise the bearer. For that reason, yesterday I have said that these currency notes are called as promissory notes. And second thing I have asked, there are four mints in India. What are those four mints and what are the impressions given in order to identify those four mints? Shovarani, can you say ma?
No, sir.
No, okay, thank you. Omar? Omar?
Sir, Kolkata Mint, Hyderabad Mint, Noida Mint, Bombay Mint, sir.
Yes. Then what are the impressions given by them? How you can identify a Kolkata mint? How can you identify Kolkata mint?
There will be no mint, sir, for Kolkata.
No impression, not no mint. No impression.
Yeah, sir. No impression, sir.
For Hyderabad?
Bombay means diamond, sir.
Yes, very good. Bombay diamond. And Noida? You have kept the symbol, no? Already. Your display picture. Noida, Woma. Hyderabad?
Hyderabad, the diamond and in
No,
middle
no, no, no.
dot,
In
sir.
in previous year it was divided diamond ma, but now it was star mark ma.
Okay.
Okay, another
Okay,
people
sir.
have joined over and still they are joining over. Shall I give a hint in order to recognize this point ma? How to identify the four mints
Okay,
in
sir.
India? Very good example.
Okay, sir.
Uh, NBK Nandamuri Balakrishna. NBK Nandamuri Balakrishna. Where does Balakrishna live? Hyderabad. Right? So N stands for Noida. B stands for Bombay. K stands for Kolkata. And H stands for Hyderabad. So Nandamuri Balakrishna lives in Hyderabad. If you remember this point particularly, then you are not going to forget at any cost. And first thing, Noida. Noida, what ma? Once again, Farhan, our friends have joined. Farhan, Kolkata, no impression. Hyderabad, star. So Nandamuri Balakrishna is a big
For
person.
Noida, round, sir.
Yes, that's what I'm saying because you have given your display picture. Wo,
Yes, sir.
right? So Noida, wo. And Bombay, diamond. Noida, wo. Bombay, diamond. Kolkata, no impression at all. And Hyderabad, star. So these are the four mints. And once again, the difference between 1 rupee currency as well as the other higher denomination is 1 rupee currency is going to be issued by the Financial Ministry of India as treating 1 rupee as an asset, and other higher denominations will be given signed by the RBI governor. Now let us come to the class ma. So now let us see the functions of central bank. Particularly in this chapter, they will be asking what is the difference between central bank and commercial bank. And for short answer, just they will be asking characteristics or just they will be asking central bank. And in long answer, they will be asking what is the role of central bank in underdeveloped economy or functions of central bank, as well as in very rare cases, what are the tools used by central bank in order to control the money or monetary flow in our country. Now let us see these functions of central bank. The first and foremost thing are bank of note issues. So in the yesterday class itself, we have made clear in the differences part between commercial bank and central bank. So the central bank in our country we will be calling as RBI. It is the only bank that it is having the authority in order to issue currency notes, and no other commercial bank it will be have any authority or authorized in order to issue the currency notes. And another very good thing is RBI it can print over to 200 crores at single time. That is the major thing. And not only regarding to paper currency but also regarding to coin currency, the RBI it can be printing over. And next come regarding to banker, agent and advisor to government. Yes. So why it is called as banker? See, even though it is owned by the government and it is funded by the government, but definitely whenever, as the government itself it is the sole proprietorship of central government, whenever the government it will be requiring funds, then the RBI it will be releasing the funds, and at the same time some sort of profit that have been left over they will be given over for the sake of development of the country. In that manner we can say it is a banker and agent as well as advisor. So as this RBI or central bank, what they will be doing, they will be using monetary policy. So on behalf of the government, they will be also using some policies in order to regulate the currency transaction in our country. At the same time, whenever we require any funds, then definitely this RBI, they will be acting as an agent of the government, and they will be meeting regarding to World Bank as well as International Monetary Fund. And next comes regarding to cash reserve ratio management. So it is a tool regarding to the monetary policy cash reserve ratio. So already previously I have said that why our elder people that they will be particularly parking their fixed deposits in public sector bank means the only reason the public sector banks they are going to park some part of their amount in RBI. So in what manner regarding to cash reserve ratio? And for every 3 months, that means one quadrant, the RBI it will be revising this cash reserve ratio, statutory liquid ratio as well as bank rate, and repo rate, bank rate as well as reverse repo rate. So here what we'll be having means whenever the RBI it is holding the cash reserves of public sector banks as well as they are trying to hold these banks, then definitely very good customer services can be available. And whenever when there is a depletion, I think you are having knowledge regarding to the circle of economics, circle of economics. Sometimes it will be in depression mode, sometimes it will be in inflation mode. So like that there are circles of business. So in the same manner, in order to control all these things, money is very important. Money plays a very important role in order to control these depressions or well as inflations. So the whenever this RBI it is holding the currency reserves of the bank, then definitely it will be playing a key role in order to eradicate all these things. In that manner, the cash reserve ratio will be parked out by the public sector banks and private sector banks, which are going to follow the second schedule of RBI Act under the Banking Regulation Act 1949. And next comes regarding to custodian of foreign exchange. Custodian. Custodian is nothing but custody. That means whatever the foreign reserves that in our country are there, it will be held by RBI, not by any other government. That means how we are supposed to deposit our precious ornaments and money at one particular safe place. The entire foreign currency will be also handed over to RBI, and it is the whole responsibility of RBI in order to hold the foreign reserves and in order to maintain the foreign reserves. And once again, if RBI fails in order to maintain these foreign reserves, already we have said, we have discussed regarding to balance of payments. Balance of payments is nothing but the difference between exports as well as imports. So definitely in order to grow stronger in international level, definitely the foreign currency will be also playing a major role. For that reason, the custodian of these foreign reserves will be maintained by the RBI. Next comes lender of last resort. Last resort. Last resort doesn't mean by last hope. Last hope. So here, lender of last report. Simple example, if you need some money, then first and foremost thing what you are going to do, you are going to ask your friend, or you are going to go for a bank or any other thing. If no more or nowhere you are going to available any funds, finally you are approaching your father for the sake of money. The same thing when any commercial bank, if they have failed in order to meet its currency reserves, then definitely they will be approaching RBI for the sake of loans. So this is called as lender of last resort. Last resort is nothing but last hope. And next comes clearing house functions. So already I have said in the third point that each and every bank they will be parking some sort of amount with RBI in the form of cash reserve ratio. That means each bank they will be maintaining their accounts with RBI. Once again I am repeating, each bank they will be maintaining accounts with RBI. So whenever any clearing check has to be passed, I think you are aware regarding to the functionality of NEFT or TGS and IMPS, whatever the thing it might be. So here what will be happen when I am supposed to grant a check from SBI to Andhra Bank customer, then definitely it is the responsibility of the RBI when I am transferring this amount through NEFT, it has to clear the amount. That means it is holding SBI account as well as Andhra Bank account. So the amount has to be transferred from SBI to Andhra Bank. Initially, it will be from my account, but while coming regarding to the third party agencies as well as banking agencies, it is a deeper concept. So while coming regarding to that particular aspect, first and foremost thing, the central bank, it has to give assurance and it has to give clearance. So in this manner, what the central bank it will be doing as it is maintaining all the accounts with it, if any payments have been left over, if any transactions has to be happen over, it will be cleared off because it is having all kind of accounts regarding to all kind of payments and deposits of certain banks with it. Next comes controller of credit. Already I have said that RBI it will be using one policy called as monetary policy. By using different techniques of monetary policy instruments, it will be controlling credit flow in our country. Simple thing, when demand for particular good has been increased over, then in order to reduce that particular demand, then RBI what it will be doing, it will be increasing the bank rate, repo rate, SLR rate, cash reserve ratio, so that the banks they will be cut off with money. Whenever the banks that they have been cut off with money, then what will be happen, they also supposed to increase the interest rate of particular loans. In this manner, the demand for that particular good will be reduced over, because simultaneously the effect will be also falling on the customers, because whenever the loans have been become higher rate of interest, then automatically the purchasing power of the customers will be also or the purchasing power of common man will be also reduced over. In that manner the demand will be reduced over. So in this manner, by using different techniques of monetary policy, credit flow will be controlled by the RBI. And next comes collection of data. So already I have said that RBI it will be having accounts of different banks. So not only having different accounts of the banks, at the same time it will be trying to do the statistical data, that means the performing of these banks. Why it is required in order to calculate the data of these banks? Seema, in your future classes, you are going to study regarding to comparative income statements, comparative cash flow statements. That means an analysis has to be happen. Either my business is increasing or reducing over. And at the same time, here I want to make a clean note that you have been observed regarding to merging of various banks. So, Andhra Bank, Corporation Bank, they have been merged over to, sorry ma, not UCO Bank. Okay, Syndicate Bank have been merged over with Canara Bank. Why these things are going to be happen means, just one bank it is having more non-performance assets, another bank it is having a moderate non-performing assets, and another bank it is having a very low non-performing assets. So on average basis, once again, when we are going to merge with all these things, then non-performing assets will be reduced over and financial strength of the banking position will be increased over. So in order to know what are the how to, in order to know the position of these particular banks, how they are functioning over, either they are going in losses or profits. And another thing, this year I have earned 1000 crores of profit. Next year I am also earning 900 crores of profit. But initially, if you have compared over, even though you have earned the profit, but the graph is falling down from 1000 crores to 900 crores. Next, if even though if you are going to earn 800 crores, that means the graph, it is falling from left to right. It is very dangerous symbol. So in economics, you know that when the graph is moving from left to right, steeping upwards, then it is in good position. But when the graph is moving from left to right in downward manner, means it is danger symbol. So in this manner, the statistical data has to be collected over, and it will be publishing immediately, so that not only regarding to the banking position, there we can know the economical position of our particular country, because the major transactions will be happen regarding to this banking sector itself. And next comes agricultural credit. That means directly the RBI, it is not going, the central banks, they are not going to give agricultural credit to farmers, but they will be supporting. In what manner? Already I have said that in India, particularly regional rural banks, they will be helping farmers as well as artisans and other micro, small, medium enterprises at rural level. For this, NABARD will be playing as a head, Apex Bank. For this NABARD, RBI, it will be lending loans. So in this manner, RBI indirectly, it will be rendering its service in order to support the agriculture sector also. And finally, maintaining international relations. How international relations can be maintained over? So there are so many other international banking corporations like World Bank, International Monetary Fund, Asian Development Bank. So these banks, they will be assisting India whenever any crisis are going to be happen, or any foreign reserves are going to be happen, any big projects has to be happen, then definitely India is going to approach these banks. Very good example, ma. World Bank is there, International Monetary Fund is there. World Bank, it will be giving loans for long term. World Bank, it will be giving loans for long term. And International Monetary Fund, it will be giving loans for short term. So when India needs any long term force, let me say for 30 years, 40 years, or 15 years, then they will be approaching for World Bank. And if India needs short term loans for 5 years to 6 years, then they will be approaching for IMF. I think you are aware regarding to the period that we are facing over Corona period. So in this period, almost the economy has been brought down. So in order to boost our economy, already Nirmala Sitharaman, she has given very two huge packages in order to build up our industry. Even though if it is not supposed to be happen, still we have to give somewhat support in order to boost the industry. If we are not having any sources of finance, then definitely we are going to approach this World Bank, IMF, Asian Development Bank. In such manner, financial assistance will be happen. In that manner, we are going to maintain international relations. And these are the functions of World Bank. Are you having any doubt? I have to explain anything? Please go once and please raise your doubts. Any point has to be clarified, ma?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you.
No, sir.
Okay. Ma, already this topic we have deal in 2 to 3 months ago, and all I think your sir, he is repeating the same topic. As I am revising, I am going in speed manner. If still any point has to be discussed over, definitely I will be giving much more clarity. What about other people? Dheeraj, Navneeta, Bhavana, Shobharani. You have not given anything. Bhavana, thank you. You have given a thumbs up symbol. What about other three? Thank you, ma. And let me discuss another important topic today. Role of central bank in an underdeveloped economy. So yesterday, while I have started regarding to the central bank topic, already I have said that in some particular nations like underdeveloped, in underdeveloped country, there the bank there are no certain institutions in order to set up banking industry. There are no certain institutions because why? Because it is an underdeveloped nation where people they are not having any sort of activities. So when there are no sort of activities, generation of income is almost zero. Then how can the banks they can start their activities? Because already we know that banking means accepting deposit as well as lending loans. If these activities are almost minimal, then it is merely waste of opening of any bank and its branches. So in such particular countries like underdeveloped, there central bank plays a key role. Already I've said that central bank not only for India, for each and every country one central bank will be there. For our country we will be calling as RBI. For US Federal Reserve. Like that for each and every country one particular name will be given. So let me give another very good example in this aspect. So I have heard particularly in one underdeveloped nation, if you want to purchase a bun in India, how much money that you are going to take over? In order to purchase a bun or a piece of bread, how much money that you are going to carry over to that particular vendor? Ma, is that critical question that I have asked over? Really, I was surprised.
40 to 50 rupees, sir.
40 to 50 rupees. Ma, I'm
Sir,
not in
30.
Dubai, ma. One particular bun, ma. అమ్మ
Sir,
ఒక
5
బన్ను
rupees.
ముక్క కొనాలి అంటే ఎంత డబ్బులు తీసుకువెళ్తారండి
No,
మీరు?
sir, I'm saying about packet, sir.
Okay, packet, but particularly I'm asking regarding to purchase a piece of bread. ఒక బన్ను ముక్క కొనాలి అంటే మనం ఎంత డబ్బులు తీసుకెళ్తామండి?
2 to 3 rupees, sir.
Wow, that's a very good answer from Bhavana. After a long time I have heard your answer. 2 to 3 rupees. What about Shovarani? Have you ever consumed that one? 2 to 3 rupees. So just you are taking some sort of coins like this, right? You're just carrying some sort of coins and you are going and you are purchasing. But really it will be a shocking thing when I was supposed to say to you, in these particular nations, even if you are going to carry with your handful, of course I am unable to show my hands, uh, just you can spread over your hands and you can see if you are going to carry that much amount, you are not even to purchase one particular bread ma. And in some countries they have started printing more than 2 lakh worth of currency. In our country, you know, the highest value denomination of currency is 2000 rupee up to now. But can you assume that 2 lakh worth of currency? Why? Because high inflation, uncontrollable inflation, that's what I have said. If you are going to spread your arms, even if you are going to carry such kind of money, you are going to purchase only one particular bread. So, in such position, can you imagine opening of a bank is really feasible or not? It is merely a waste thing. For that reason, there the central bank they will be playing a key role. And another good thing, I think each and everyone at least one time you have visited vegetable market. Is that true? Navanita, have you visited ma? కూరగాయల మార్కెట్కి వెళ్ళారండి?
Yes, sir.
Oh, on behalf of Navanita Jaha has gone. What about Dheeraj?
Yeah, sir.
Yeah. So I think you can remember the situation, how the vendors that they will be placing around all kinds of vegetables and they will be selling over. In these underdeveloped nations, as in the absence of banking, there are some money markets where money will be traded in such manner, where some people will be sitting and in front different kinds of money, but that particular currency, whatever the currency that country is dealing over, such kind of huge amounts will be kept over, and
Yeah.
the people they will be taking over and they will be purchasing. So those are the very critical positions in such underdeveloped nation. Dheeraj, please mute yourself ma.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So In this manner, the central bank, they will be playing a key role. Now let us see in underdeveloped nation, how the central bank, they will be playing a key role. That is what that I am going to discuss. Direct dealing with public. See, so already in the differences we have discussed over central bank, it is a non-profit organization. Actually, it is not an organization. It has been formed by statute of government. That means by the law of government, an organization body, right? So it is not going to deal directly with public. Then definitely there is no intention of earning profits. But commercial banks definitely their major intention, their major motto is earning profit itself. Then here once again we are calling as direct dealing with public. Why? Because we are not speaking regarding to developed nations or developing nations. We are speaking regarding to underdeveloped nations where already I have given certain examples how the situation in such countries is going to be happen. So in such countries where banking system has not yet started over and banking system completely failed over, then the central bank directly it will be dealing with public. Second one, use of productive capacity. So use of productive, right? So use of productive capacity. So productive capacity, what do you mean by productive capacity? Can anyone? Yes, anyone ma, please go on. Please go
Quality
on.
and
What?
quality and cost of its
Quality, productive capacity.
cost and
Yes, cost.
uh,
Okay, another good example I will be going to you so that you will be answer. Okay, how many of you know cooking here ma? Myself, I know cooking. I can cook. I am really, I am
I, sir, I know,
great
sir.
chef ma. Thank you for అమ్మాయిలు మీరు, oh, you are dreaming
Yes,
slow
sir.
motion. What sir is saying, is there such kind of thing that we have to do? Okay ma, of course. Thank you Bhavana, thanks for your answer ma. Okay, see, let us think over. You don't know any kind of cooking. Now I had made an open statement that I am going to visit Navanita home because she has not given any response or symbol or any other such thing. Now I am making myself an open invitation. Navanita, I am coming today night to your home for supper, dinner. So I need two chapatis. That's it. And some raita. But she don't know how to cook it. But she has tried because SR, he himself, he has openly asked. Now try to understand how she is going to do. She is supposed to bring Ashirwad Atta from shop, right? And completely she is dropping that flour, 1 kg flour, because she is not having that knowledge how to prepare that particular dish. So she is going to open that packet 1 kg and she is pouring, and in that she is adding 1 kg of salt, right? Think over. And she is also adding some water as well as some oil. Now she has started preparing. What about Mima? You can say from tomorrow onwards, banking classes will be suspended. Is that true? Yes. What has been happened? Wastage of resources. Why? Because of absence of that knowledge. In the same manner, here also, when you are going to take agriculture as an industry, whenever you are not having that advanced technology, in the absence of that particular knowledge, then what will be happen? Wastage of resources. And you know one particular aspect, wants are unlimited, but resources are very scarce. So particularly the raw materials, the natural raw materials, once they have been completed over, then it is very, very impossible in order to naturally produce them. So when we are going to grow the technology in vast manner, then what will be happen? With little raw material, we can produce more. At the same time, wastage of the raw materials can be minimized over. So in this manner, when the central bank, if it is going to utilize the funds for the sake of research and development and advancement of the technology regarding to agriculture and industrial sector in underdeveloped nation, then definitely whatever the unutilized resources, either it might be a human resource, capital resource, technological resource, they can be used at optimum level. That we have to discuss here. And third one, development of integrated commercial banking system. So integrated banking system, integration, that means in Telugu we can say as kalpukovodam. Integration is nothing but kalpukovodam. So integrated banking system, how the central bank it can be integrate the banking system. So once again, don't try to remember only one particular point that I have discussed, where only central bank in underdeveloped it is the sole thing. But in some underdeveloped nations, not only the central bank, but there will be also some other banks. But these banks, they have been not properly channelized over. That means they have not properly linked over. So nowadays in our India, we have seen that each and every banking system has been integrated by giving some IFSI code. Is that true? For each and every bank, there is some identification. So whenever any transfer of money has to be happen, immediately the transfer of the funds will be happen. At the same time, already I have said that the bank accounts will be maintained with the central bank. That means a linkage, a bonding has been happened, a link is has been framed over with central bank. In the same manner, in underdeveloped nation also, the central bank it has to take such much actions where some link has to be happen between these between these commercial bank, so that integration will be happen. When integration will be happen, then definitely growth will be happen automatically. Next comes regarding to price stability. It is very very important aspect, ma. So in previous olden days, that means while I was child, when we want to purchase any gold, definitely the elders they used to think over, is this right time to purchase gold or not. But nowadays, if you are going to observe the markets, can you definitely say today I can purchase, or after 1 month or 1 week can I purchase?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because completely trading has become online. At my childhood, it was offline, ma. That means for 15 days, up to 15 days, a stable price would be there. Let me say today, some 2000 or 3000 worth of 1 gram of gold was there. Up to 15 days, a stable price. That means there is no alteration in that particular price would be happen over. So that the people will be having a choice and chance and think over either I have to purchase it or not. But today we are seeing minute by minute, day to day, how tremendous changes is going to be happen when completely unstable prices are having. When there is stable, then definitely people will be thinking over. If completely unstable prices is going to be happen, then what will be happen? Then whenever it is most necessary, then only I'm going to purchase. Otherwise I'm not at all going to look regarding to it. So this is the manner, because today if the gold rate is 2000 and I am going to prepare in order to purchase that tomorrow, but by tomorrow it might be reduced, so that what will be happen? Once again, I am going to have some sort of speculation, still it might be reduced over, so I am not going to purchase. If it has climbed up, it has increased over from 2000 to 2500, once again I have to make money. So in this manner, if unstable prices are going to be happen, then it is very much difficulty. For that reason, fiscal policy is very much important. Sorry, monetary policy is very much important. So this monetary policy, it will be trying in order to maintain price stability by using various tools already we have said. Next comes providing manpower training. Okay, ma. In our country, as the banks, they are very strong. At the same time, they will be giving training sessions to their employees. Here comes one particular doubt, ma. When the training will be given over? One smart question. When the training will be given over to their employees? Omar, you are having a weak signal, ma. Unable to listen your voice.
After joining the company, sir.
After joining the company, very good. Is that the answer? Can we lock that answer, ma? What our friend has said means, after joining the company, I am going to give him training. Is that true? Amma?
Before joining the duty, sir.
Before joining the company. Okay, two different answers I have got. To whom that you are going to support, or any different answer that you are going to give? Before joining the company or after joining the company? If you yourself, you are a young entrepreneur and you are going to
Dut-
recruit your employee. Yes, Shobha, please go on, ma.
Duty, sir.
What, ma? That what? Before joining the duty is nothing but before joining the company. That means actual work has not given to you at the time of recruitment. That what you are that what your answer. That's what I'm also saying. At the time of recruitment, once the recruitment has been happened, they will be giving training. What Omar has said means, after joining completely, once you have taken the responsibilities, then they are going to give training. When the training session has to be given over?